about authentic life success and doing what you like. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm just repeating that because I'm clicking go live on all the different software. That's Instagram. We are live on Facebook. That is fantastic. LinkedIn, I'm gonna give it a shot, although it's been pretty horrible the last few days. But if you're on LinkedIn and you're listening and it's a little shaky, that's interesting. Why isn't YouTube asking me for the thumbnails anymore? Very, very interesting. Anyway, so welcome back to the live. Really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. And let's dive right in. As of today's topic, what I'm going to be doing is actually asking for a card to guide us through our talk, because a lot of you, I realized, are spiritually tuned folk, and that's wonderful. I really enjoy that about you guys. And here's the card. Ouch, sorry, my hand's a little injured. I'm not going to be revealing it to you just yet, but let's talk about the topic first, shall we? So, doing what you like. I'm also going to keep this to about 10 minutes. Just going to move back for Instagram. Alrighty. So, hopefully that's better, more comfortable, and better for Instagram. Okay, so doing what you like. Authentic life success. So, authentic life success is a domain name I purchased and pointed it to my website because I feel that that is what I am embodying throughout the different stages of my life. At the start, it was all very trapped as I grew up in Singapore's education system, and my parents were immigrants, and there was a lot of money worries, very toxic. They tried their best to be good human beings, and I really applaud them for that. However, as most immigrants would know, the problem with being an immigrant is you come in there as a new person and you don't know shit about the place, and oftentimes you don't have money, and we didn't. And also, there was a lot of racism in Singapore when they moved in here in about 1988, and so we've had a hard life in the first few years of our life. And I worked really, really hard in those first few years, and so did they, of course, and they taught me how to. Oh, sorry. Just had a full body massage. I need to let that loose. I've been having a neck sprain, as you guys might have seen on yesterday's live stream. So then we started to slowly do better and do better and do better as a family. And I believe at one point it was such a shift that I went full on lazy mode. I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to sit at home and make music. And that was great. And some of it got featured in the media. But of course, I've tried to hold jobs as often as I can. And then now as a parent and a husband, that becomes a very real thing. And along with that, a lot of childhood trauma and a lot of other stuff in the mix. And so that can get really, really tiresome. That can get really, really scary. Manchester is red, says Ultraman Burkokok. Yes, you're right. Manchester is red. Axel asks, you from where? I'm from Singapore. Hi. Oh, I didn't realize I have to be responding to comments on TikTok. This is my second time responding to comments. But anyway, let me move on with the topic. So if you're doing what you like, wait, I need to get before that the story. And so I realized around 15 years old that I slowly had to start doing what I like, because I went to the best school in Singapore, and then I got very stressed out, and I felt like, hang on, why this doesn't seem right. Something feels off. Like I joined the sport hockey to play hockey, and something felt really, really off. Sorry to everyone in the TikTok comments. My apologies. I only speak English. I love Indonesia and Malaysia, but I've not yet picked up the language. So if you can type in English, I would be. Oh, Axel says, I thought you were from America. No, I'm not from America, but I heard a lot of American music growing up, so I really identify with the the accent and the music and the vibe, and also the culture. I think I wouldn't know till I go there, But I did have a degree in music, and I listened to a lot of American music growing up because they marketed it really well into Singapore and Indonesia. So anyway, and Asia, sorry. So anyway, when you when you realize that you are not enjoying the scenario you're in, you slowly start to change. So in the best school in Singapore, I started to at some point I realized I was lagging behind in sports, so I started to exercise more, right? Also, I started to skip class to go play soccer because it was fun. And so along the way, I realized that as I was doing what I liked, while my parents were getting a little upset, I still scored pretty high in the final exams for the O levels. But then in the A levels, it was quite bad because I joined a sport called canoeing, where you row like with a row. It's like rowing, but it's in a canoe, right? And that was so tiring that you cannot study the next day. So Ultraman Burkokok. Sorry, I have no idea what you're saying, but that sounds hilarious. So, um, I couldn't really sorry, I can't focus because of the TikTok comments. What area do you live in? I live in Bukit Panjang in Singapore. And so, canoeing was so tiring that you couldn't pay attention in school while studying. And so the problem with that is then you don't get good grades. And do you drink coffee, bro? Yes, I drink coffee. I've eaten. Thank you. I like coffee too, but today I only had 2 cups because, well, the title of the stream is "Do What You Like." I know, but um, you know, you can't keep drinking coffee, and that's why I have a card to share with you guys from the Oracle card deck. So anyway, so my story was that I quickly realized that there's something was broken about the system. And when I entered university in engineering, and the only reason I joined engineering is because in the army, I was paid only $350, and Singaporean males, we have to do 2 years of the army. So I was thinking to myself, what course in the army, what course in university, ouch, what course in university is going to get me a good job? And so I was thinking, engineers seem to make money, so I'll join engineering. Worst move of my life. Very boring. Everyone in there was boring. And the teacher was like, you got to be knowing these maths integrations and problem solving and so on. I'm from Indonesia. Please greet me. Hey, how are you? I believe I already said hi, but yeah. Um, what's your name? Tell me your name and then I'll mention you in the stream. Oh, thanks for liking the live. Really appreciate that. Do you eat pork? Sometimes, but I prefer not to eat pork. It's quite fattening, not very healthy. Yeah. So 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 the thing that happened was the engineering folk were doing all these maths integrations and so on screen, and I was like, guys, this is I raised my hand in the lecture and I said, how am I supposed to know this? And then the lecture, I said, you do realize all the guys were in the army for 2 years, right? And the lecturer's like, oh, you're supposed to have revised. And I was like, revised? Like who revises in the army? Like, are you joking? And they were like, well, if you're serious about engineering, you should revise. And I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to study maths. I was done with that shit in college. And I realized I'm a much more outdoorsy. I like to speak. I like to exercise. I like to talk to people and that type of stuff. And so um, somebody on TikTok says, how old are you, uncle? That's hilarious. Yanto says, do you support LGBTQ? Yeah, I mean, I support whoever needs support, We're all human and just, share life and the earth with each other. Axel says, do you speak Indonesia or Malayu? I want to. I'm trying to learn. I have some Malay friends in Singapore. But no, not yet. I have not really learned that. But yeah. But I do go to Jakarta sometimes, and a lot of my musician friends in Singapore were Indonesian, and so I love Indonesia. I can't wait to go back because my mom works over there. So anyway, so like I was saying, I quit engineering and I decided to get a music degree, and that was an example of me doing what I like. Now, even on this YouTube channel or TikTok, Instagram, or wherever you're tuning in, you'll notice that I share my whole life and I do quite a lot of things. And I like all these things. I like to exercise. I like tarot cards and We've got a deck over here today, and I'm going to pull a card, and I'll show you a very interesting card that I pulled. I like to speak. I like to make YouTube videos and vlogs and blogs and so on. I like to write. I like to spend time with my family. I like to go out and exercise. Now, somebody says, oh, you've just got to be an accountant, and that's all you do all day, just accounts. I think I would go mad. I would jump off a building. That's really, really scary. No, I don't speak Indonesian. Yanto says, well, I think I have a crush on you, Uncle Wink. That's hilarious. Thank you. So, yeah. So, well, there's that. And so I can't just do one thing. And so I'd like to urge all of you to also do whatever you like. And so this is the card that I pulled from the deck before this, live. It says balance, stability, and standing firm. Card number 40. I think what it means is that while we're doing what we like, don't get too crazy. So, like, if you want to be a gamer, maybe, or maybe you want to be like a vlogger, or maybe you want to be a lawyer, right? Or you like to drink coffee, whatever it is, do it in balance. So, if we overdo it, then we screw up the fun. So, let's say you like eating. What pronouns do you use? Well, I don't actually use any pronouns. I just call myself my name, and that's who I am. Because on different days, I feel different, But I guess in a medical exam, I would be a he, but I don't really care that much about pronouns necessarily. But if my friends go like, use these pronouns or whatever for me, like, sure, yeah, whatever you like, right? Like the title of this live is Do What You Like. So do what you like. So, in balance, what it means is to not overdo things. So, for example, if you liked chocolate, for example, if you keep eating chocolate, if you eat 3 bars of chocolate, you're going to get sick. If you get sick the next day, your tummy's upset. You can't really eat chocolate anymore, right? So, that spoils the fun. So, I guess that's what this card means. Ouch, sorry, my hand is injured. So, I really want you to pay attention to this card that says balance. I'm just going to pull up Instagram to see what's going on here. So really want you to pay attention to this card balance and do what you like in balance, right? So really take the time. I'm just going to scroll to TikTok here. Most of the active commenters are on TikTok. So really take the time to balance out what you're doing, but also take the time to really figure out what you like. So a lot of people just go through life in a weird way and we burn out, right? Like today I decided that I'm finally going to start sleeping early because I do like YouTube and I do like streaming and I do like TikTok and all these things, but I also do like really good health. And I'm very furious at myself that for the longest time, because of my work, I've not been having good health, I mean, I'm decently in shape and all that, and I teach people about their bodies, but it's not necessarily the best health. Like it's 12:30 a.m. and I'm up making a live, right? And I know some of you sleep at 3 a.m. and that's fine. Sometimes I sleep at 3 a.m. too. But it would just be healthier and better to start sleeping earlier and start being better. So what you like has many, 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 many facets, right? Like, it's very confusing because sometimes you may say like, yeah, but I'm married. Example, I'm married, but I like 10 different women. Now what do I do, right? I can't just do what I like. Well, you have to see what you like more. Do you like those 10 different women in the moment? Or do you like a happy marriage for the next 10 years? What do you like more, right? So if you go, well, I don't really care about this marriage anyway. I don't really care about my boyfriend. I actually don't care about this. Then quit the relationship, right? Why suffer through the relationship and make the other person suffer too? And then suffer yourself some more because you can't get the 10 men or 10 women that you want, right? That's just one example. So really start to hone in on what do you like. And when it comes to career and success and finances and this type of stuff, eventually I've come to realize that your career will be what you actually can do on a daily basis repeatedly. So I might say, like, I like singing. That doesn't mean I need to be a singer, right? I have a music degree and I do like singing. And on the next few songs that I release, I will be singing a little bit and it will be pretty good singing. But does that mean I have to sing for a living? Not necessarily. Because on tired days when I really feel like punching the wall and I'm very angry, do I really want to go in front of a crowd and sing? Actually, now that I think about it, that might be a good idea. A lot more emotion. But that's the thinking you need to do. Like, do you want to, do that thing every day? So you may say, like, oh, I really like tarot cards, right? So here are some, cards, right? A lot of them. And actually, this deck, for my viewers, I did buy it from Indonesia. It's a really cool deck. It's really, really cool. It's called the Priestess of Light, and I will put a link on how to get it in the YouTube description in case you want to get it from Amazon. Now, I like oracle cards because I like the designs, I like the spirituality, I like the visions, I like the magic of not knowing what card comes next. I like mystery, and therefore tarot and oracle cards for me is a big thrill. And I also do tarot readings, but can I just be a tarot reader every day? 4 readings a day? Like, even on the days I have a headache, I got to do 6 readings because I got to pay bills and feed my family. Do I want to be a tarot and oracle reader? Maybe, maybe not. For me, not really. I don't mind looking at them once or twice a day, but if you ask me to do 6 readings back to back, I will get really bored. Although I'm good at it, I will get really, really bored really fast because it's just, it's tiring. It's too much in one direction. So I can't do that. That's the same reason I couldn't get an office job. That's the same reason I couldn't go back to school to study. It's a little weird for me to be doing one thing one day. For those of you who are on LinkedIn, please head over to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, or Twitter to watch a clear version of this stream. I don't know why LinkedIn keeps doing this, but thanks, LinkedIn. We can have a chat sometime soon. But yeah, so always do, for those of you who are tuning in now, this chat is about authentic life success and doing what you like. And that's what I teach, and actually have a course coming out on that soon. But I also put out free videos on my YouTube and so on and so forth. Tristan Vaughn Rainhaver shared the live. Hey, thanks so much. Really appreciate that. So yeah, so like, you really have to, at some point, you have to decide, and there's no correct age to decide this, but the sooner the better. So you get in touch with what you actually like. And a lot of us had a lot of trauma and had this stuff pushed out of us when we were kids. And then we reach 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and we're wondering, what do we actually like? Because when people ask you, what do you want to do? And you're like, I don't know. When you say, I don't know, that means you don't actually know what you like to do. Because if you did, you would like immediately say one of those 10 things. You'd be like, let's go get an ice cream. Let's go watch a film. Let's go out in the park for a walk and let's look at the trees. And I feel like there's some spiritual energy here. Let's call in the entities. And please be safe when you do that. Don't call in negative entities. I feel like going to visit these friends. Let's pop over to the house for a surprise, because I love to talk to people and have coffees with them. So if you don't know what you like, then it's possible that there could be some trauma there from your childhood or some other part of your life. And you slowly need to give yourself permission to get into what you like and really start to explore. And like I said before earlier in the stream, it might not become a career, but it could result in something beautiful. So please surround yourself with your likes, your loves, whether that's people or careers or objects or things or food. Always be doing things. So joy is our inner guidance system. So always be guiding through joy and through love, right? These are very powerful emotions. Don't guide yourself through fear, like, oh, I must go to this party, otherwise this person will be sad. That's not really you loving it. That's you caring about a person, and that's nice. But if you keep doing that, eventually you reach a point where you're distressed as fuck. There's no simpler way to say that. And eventually you got to get back to the things that you like and you want to do. And then you become like a fountain of happiness, and you're overflowing with the joy every day, and you're smiling every day. And then from that place, you can say, let me go to this party because they'll feel better. Or let me go to this day job so I can feed my family. Or let me start this business because the world needs it. People who can do these things well, people who do well at their jobs, do well in businesses, and help other people, they are definitely in touch with what they like and what they love. So, hey Tristan, thanks so much for sharing the live. So, what was that? I think that was my dad having some dreams in the other room. It is past midnight right now. So all these people who succeed at life, they really, really, really are in touch with who they want to be, what they like, what they love, how they want to express themselves, how they want to come across in the world, right? And always remember, don't go crazy. Do it with balance. Yeah, remember that. That's the card I drew for today. So remember to do it with balance, my friends. And if you're interested in these topics, tune in and subscribe to my TikTok or YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and so on. I share all these topics there as often as I can, sometimes once or twice a day. And you can also join up for coaching with me or join my upcoming course, Expressing Your Gifts. And eventually it's going to be on my website. The landing page should be up soon. And then you can buy it there. And then we're going to have Zoom calls, one-on-one with each other. Group coaching with each other. But we can also work one-on-one if you want. And eventually it'll just be a digital course on my website for you to consume. But course aside and all that stuff aside, I just want to say that, really every day, just a little bit, spend 10 to 15 minutes, especially if you're a busy human doing other things like a job, a business, taking care of your kids at home and whatever. Just spend 10 to 15 minutes if you can, getting in touch with what you like, doing what you like. And if you're like, I really don't know what I like, I just do my responsibilities, then start in those 10 to 15 minutes by writing down what it is you think you like. Or do this for the next 3 days. Every time you enjoy something in the day, write it down. All right? I tried this exercise and it's very, very useful. So write down every time you enjoy something. Oh, I really enjoyed that chat with my mom. Okay, write it down. I really enjoyed meeting this boy. Write it down. I really enjoyed working on this project. Not so much that project, but this project I really enjoyed it. Write it down. I really like this video game. Write that down. I really like watching this YouTube video. Write that down. And then start to see the patterns emerge. Start to see the commonalities come out and start to see what is it that I like. So for me, I really like design and aesthetics. And even on YouTube, half my fun is making the video, but the other half is making the thumbnail. And the same thing for when I used to make music. Half the fun is making the song, and I still make music, but half the fun is making the song. And do check out my music on Spotify, Apple, and everywhere else under my first name, last name. And that's half the fun, but the other half is making the design, And I used to remember hiring designers and paying them to go design my music artwork and so on. And so you've got to find what you like, you've got to find what you love, and then you've got to just keep doing that. And as you do that through your joy, the world becomes a better place because we have more happy, peaceful people around. And happy, peaceful people just don't go to war. They don't start shit. They don't start fighting with each other. They're less likely to fight with each other. And that's how we improve the world slowly, one step at a time. So thanks so much. I really appreciate you guys. Take care. And I'm going to end the live stream now. Or if you can, this is going to be big on YouTube, but on smaller screens like TikTok and Instagram, you might not be seeing this right. But just help me to like this video, comment if you want to, and share it with people. If you're on YouTube, please turn on the bell icon so you can be notified each time I release a new video. Really appreciate your support. I apologize, I was on the TikTok video for the entire live. I will check out any comments on Facebook and Instagram after this live. And take care, my friends. Growing a garden, says Benaz. Oh, that's awesome. Benaz likes to grow a garden. So thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. Take care, and see you on the next one. And some of the platforms will keep streaming after I press end live, so I'll just remain here for a while. If you're still seeing me after I click end stream, then thanks for being